Okay, so let's take a look at number 17 where we find the solution of an equation corresponding to each of the system below. So let's notice something about A, that we already have the ones diagonally and we have the zeros above and below it. And so anytime you have that particular setting on the left-hand side, well then that automatically makes these the answers. And so this would be x plus 0, y plus 0, 0 equals 8. So we have x equals 8. Y equals -2 and z equals -9, and so there's our solution, and that's pretty plain and simple. Remember, this is your overall goal when you're solving a matrix. Now look at B for a minute. While I don't have the ones diagonally and I have a random one here, I want you to pay close attention to the very last row. Notice that you have nothing here, and so essentially it's saying 0 equals 1. Well, that's not true. And so anytime you have where your last row or any of your rows are all zeros, then essentially that means that you have no solution. So no solution because of the false statement. Whereas this solution is 8, -2, -9. Now let's take a closer look at C for a minute. C does have the answer, and there's quite a few ways to go about finding it here, and I have a few samples shown for you. So again, notice that we do have ones diagonally, but we don't have the zeros above and below. So one of our scenarios could be is that we rewrite it back into an equation. So that would be 1x plus 1y minus 2z equals 3. In this case would be 1y plus 4 z equals 0, and then we have 0 equals 2, and we utilize back substitution. So that's definitely option 1, and we've already seen a video on back subbing, so you're welcome to do that. Or you could notice that you need to make this one a 0, this one a 0, and this one a 0, and so you can use your matrices commands to go ahead and solve the rest of them using your commands and the operations and changing it, and ultimately you would get x equals 15, y equals 8, and z equals 2. That's always a possibility that you can do, so that's option 2. And of course your final option is you could put this system into your calculator under the matrix, and you can do RREF in your calculator and get your solution as well. And again, that would get you x equals 15, y equals 8, and z equals 2. And we can do that really quickly if you want. Let me go ahead and get out my graph calculator here, and I can walk you through that really quickly. So here we have our graphing calculator. You go ahead and turn it on. Let me go ahead and clear that out for you. So how do we get to the matrix? Second, this button right here is this matrix, and so that's going to let you be in here. You go under edit and you put in your size. This one is a 3x4, so that's not a problem, and so we go ahead and enter through here, and now we start putting in our elements. So we have 1, then it would be 1, -2, 3, that would be 0, then we'd have a 1, 4, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, and so we put it in. Then we go second quit. You go back into the matrix, second matrix again, but this time we're going to go over to math, and we're going to go up to do reduce row echelon form, and it's going to give me a cursor open. So then you go second, back into your matrix again, last time, but now just hit enter since it's just wanting you to grab that first matrix. And so we get the same exact answer. 15, -8, 2 is my solution for x, y, and z. So 3 options on how you want to go about solving the last one. The instructions just said find the solution. So if it was me and it just said find the solution and it didn't tell me a specific method, I would probably use my calculator.